Good evening. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Thank you all for joining us and staying with us till the end. Honorable Knowledge Seeker, today I am your host for the evening. My name is Badhundash. I am from Bangladesh, dear Knowledge Seeker. I am proud to be associated with IGP. IGP is a social and IS certified international education and training institute. In last years, we already served 35 million plus knowledge seekers from 100 plus countries. IGP is internationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 450 plus profession and 4,500 plus organizations. Institute of Global Professional is an educational institute that provides social work globally recognized and reportable. We serve community resource providing holistic social work and education. We believe that it's not effective to increase one skill just by offering formal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate professional generation all over the world. We distribute our services locally, nationally, internationally to student job seeker, job holder, and also for learner, the respective campus location and distance learning platform. We are an occupational and dependable institute. IGP is one of the famous online institutes from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a business product, it's a part of our human rights. Based on our vision, we are trying to reach all corners of the world for free webinars, seminar, courses, award, quiz competition, mentoring, and counseling, etc. On the other side, we are also trying to offer more than 100 premium services for free, like trade on portfolio website, resume builder, cover letter, motivation letter, and Valgon's platform for gathering general knowledge which can upgrade all day. Kids learning game website, free course, combat sites, and many more. We help empower you to learn to meet their expectation and dream and become highly skilled people. We implement several training program, webinar, and offline online courses for youth and learner by professional trainer, speaker, and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by globally renewed professionals to develop all kind of youth and to promote the education of their abilities and personality. Spreading knowledge is crucial for the Institute of Global Professional. We believe that knowledge is love, light, and vision. So we try to understand the needs of today's generation and will serve them with good research and practice method. We must have a genuine concern for the learner to represent more diversity, growth, and innovation are required to session with professionalism and integrity. The IGP member are committed to offering effective best quality service and continual improvement so that individuals who seek information can improve their skill level and value. Before we move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Before we move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Moving to the next with your continuous support. You already completed 1,829 webinars successfully. Moving to the next with your continuous support. You already completed 1,829 webinars successfully. Dear IGP speaker, participant, and well-wisher, at this moment, this is a very important message for you all. We change and design our website www.eduigp.com. On this website, we have surprise for everyone. Hope you will be benefited. We already launched our new website where you can find all our previous activities together with lots of new features. But one strong point is that without an account or logged in, you cannot enjoy our services. So create your account for us with your profile information. You will enjoy all feature with business here. From now on, you have to participate in live quiz competition on our website. Village slide. You have to join regular on our website. Now you can check all of our previous webinars with verified e-certificate. Now it's easier and time-oriented because after the session, we will not provide a report certification. You have to take part in one exam. After that, if you pass, you will receive your certificate. Otherwise, not. But you can take part in an exam unlimited till you pass. If you are an IGP speaker, you can download all your previous certificate, e-speakership certificate. If you are a host of IGP, you can download the certificate of gratitude. If you are an online live quiz competition winner, you can download the certificate of participation. If you are selected for lifetime membership, then you can download a certificate of lifetime membership easily. Besides this, if you participate in an award function which organizes combined support with IGP, you can download that also. You can actually prepare and download 18 test research certificate from our website within a minute. Certificate of Global Professional Membership, Certificate of Global Influence in the Pandemic, Certificate of Active Knowledge Seeker, Certificate of Social Activities in the Pandemic, Certificate of Achievement IGP Knowledge Seeking in 2020, 2021 and 2022, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 1, Authentic Assessment in Teaching Learning, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 2, Teaching English as a Foreign Language and Assessment, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 3, Digital Classroom Engagement Tools, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 4, The New Trend in Education, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 5, Upskill Leadership and Managerial Skills, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 6, Trend in Innovation in Mathematics Education, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 7, Research Comprehension Approach, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 8, Art and Special Program in the Arts, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 9, 21st Century to teaching mathematics, certificate of IGP corporate ambassador, certificate of IGP campus ambassador, which you can prepare and download within a minute. From now on, you can participate in 1,000 plus international level course with verified certificate. Teaching tips for teacher, health tips for parents, health tips for teens, implication tools for teacher. You can join IGP alumni. You can check out our fitness services website for free and many more, dear. IGP will be sure we promised previously, but lack of technical problem will late sending you on time. This is great opportunity to collect your previous condition to solve all issue from our website now. You can enroll, reset password, everything. You can check your details for all of your details. It's a total request to check all button and pages on our website. Sure, like and save will benefit. Thank you, but note that without an account or logged in, you cannot enjoy our services. At present, we are going to start our 1830 webinar, which name is Agile Management, and today our speaker ma'am name is Gausia AS. She is from India. Before I hand over this to our speaker ma'am, I want to share a very little bit about her. Training consultant, ICS, PCC certified, life coach, certified transformational coach, certified professional trainer, GCPT, certified POSH, POCSO trainer, certified emotional intelligence, and a positive psychologist. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with her presentation. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with her presentation.
Hi, good evening. Thank
Hello,
you very
ma'am.
much,
Good
Ajay,
evening.
for that lovely introduction.
Ma'am, the stage
It
is
was
yours. You can start your presentation now.
Thank you very much. As usual, IGP plays a very special part in my life where there's so much learning. People from all parts of the world are here to learn. And the best part is everybody shares something that they know for the others to learn. And this entire loop makes it so wonderful. Thank you for this opportunity, IGP. Today, I'm going to talk about something called agile management. Now, when we say agile, it commonly refers to change or the changes that are made in management. Agile management normally is thought of a very development based word wherein it talks about scrum and kanban, but my perspective today is looking at how beautifully agility can be brought about in management itself. Now, like we know, agility is something that talks about being flexible. It talks about being able to adapt to change. And in a fixed environment like management, let's see how well it helps us learn. So, I am going to tell you about what is agility in management, how does communication play an important role, what are the current trends. I'm going to talk about eight of the quarters processes, some principles that we need to know, what are the benefits and factors that affect. So, we are going to look at this set today. Like I started, agility refers to the amount of change that is possible, change that can happen. We all know that every second there is some kind of change that is happening in the real world. What happens now does not happen the very next second. And almost everyone present here are witnesses to the COVID 19 where things changed dramatically. Every little bit that we knew before COVID had to take a new turn of events post COVID. COVID is one big example that where we have all lived, lost, and relived again. Now, agility is one such process that has helped us cope with it. For those of you who think this sounds new, or this is not there, or what could this be? What is happening now? This webinar is a product of agility. Now, similarly, in management, when we talk about agility, it refers to those changes that can be anticipated, that may happen unexpected, and that needs to be adapted. And when the management is ready to take the turn of events positively and to help the management go in a positive stride towards growth, then we can say that the organization is agile and the management is being kept its agility in a very productive and positive manner. The first step here is communication. Like I believe, like most trainers and coaches believe, communication is not a word. Communication is the foundation of a successful client and a provider partnership. It is a flexible and the most important relationship and the most important foundation in a relationship. Communication is the building block of society. Every management is formed in order to construct and develop the society, which in turn contributes to the development of the world in general. So, in management, one basic step is communication. Usually, managers think that if they convey something to their employees, then the job is done. But sadly, this does not happen. Study says that about 36% of the time people do not understand things unless it is said about 6 to 7 times. Now, this is pretty sad. Now, one cannot say that this is because people are not listening. This is because people have too much that they're supposed to be focusing on. So, now how can agility help? How should communication be done? Communication should always be done in a top down manner. When communication happens at the top level, then automatically people who come down below know how to handle that. Communication is not just a thing, a word, or a mail that is sent. Communication is the way that the company lives through change, through a process. And this ongoing process automatically helps people understand what needs to be done and what needs to be worked on. So, communication does not happen randomly, it needs to be planned. Planned communication helps in bringing out the most important things that need to be done first. We all know the VUCA. In this VUCA world, communication is something that is the building block of any process, either PMP, either BP, anything, wherever there is work, wherever there is operations, wherever there is management, communication is to be present. Today, a lot of emphasis is given on electronic communication. Electronic communication is a process of maintaining digital records of what is being sent. And this acts as a proof to ensure that clarity is given. All of us consider or undervalue the power of emails. Emails are supposed to be one method that a person with digital skills can convey very efficiently what he wants to. And this again helps in developing agility. So that at every level of the organization, people are prepared and people know what has to be said and what has to be implemented. Common trends concerning agility in management is that management keeps increasing randomly. For those of us who say communication happens in an XYZ manner, in an adaptive manner, in a horizontal manner, no. Sometimes trends in the modern management happen at all levels in different directions. A new tie up can happen anytime. Conglomeration invites your organization anytime. Some kind of an outreach program happens. Wherever this kind of a development or a growth happens, there is some kind of an expansion. And in order to maintain the amount of information happening across the organization at different levels and sectors, it is important to maintain agility there. Here, agility can only be maintained if everybody is open minded. There should be no organization that has teams wherein the team members say, ah, that is not my work. Where production, packaging, and manufacturing say we are three different things. But as an organization, but if everybody maintains a strong sense of information sharing, then the organization becomes successful. For this, the common thread is the agility. And this cannot happen overnight. This is a structure that is meant to be built, that is meant to be formed. A lot of organizations say, we are family, we are one, but how strong is information sharing there? Strong is agility in the organization. Organizations constantly keep spending time and energy to improve on agility. The reason is when change does not happen, change cannot be maintained, the organization cannot develop holistically. Organizations developing in one direction some way may find it difficult to maintain the balance between two or other factors. It is important that the organization grows at a 360-degree rate. And for this, the buzzword is agility. Somewhere, John F. Cotter beautifully caught this process. in the 90s. He said there are 8 steps for an organization to build on agility. The first one, he said, was create an urgency, in the sense, whenever there is an opportunity or there is an urge or there is a situation where change has to be created, ensure that it is implemented ASAP. Create that urgency where people have to say, okay, this is happening, I need to know. We all know when there is a fire alarm in our organization, get up and run, leave our work and run. That is exactly how the urgency should be created. Okay, I know what to do. This is happening, this is what I do. Japan, in its general structure, has brought this framework so beautifully well in its own houses, construction, and civil firms. And I would say it is one of the most agile parts of the world. Reason, people know the urgency of being agile at that particular moment. Once the urgency is created, it creates a shelter, it creates a climate, it creates a method, a mechanism, an umbrella that change can happen anytime and we need to be ready. Once done, ensure that there is a powerful correlation, meaning that there has to be a strong implementation force that is connecting all the dots together. Now, when everybody knows this has to be done, what's next? That is the collation. That is where people get together to actually take it forward to the next step. The third point is to create a vision. Now, this vision is something that will help people grow. The vision somehow should allow the organization to move forward. This vision is a driving force towards change. Changes do not happen randomly. Changes happen when a vision is seen, just like our dreams. All of us dream of something, but when we see the vision in the mind's eye, then we know what has happened, will happen, and because it's meant to happen, because I see it. Similarly, when this vision is created not only in the leaders and the founders' minds, but to the lowest employees' minds, then we know that there is a vision for change. Then we know that at every level of the organization, we are focusing on what has to be done next. We are focusing on what has to be the next level. The next thing is our communication. Once we know what the vision is, people should automatically determine or talk about the vision. Something happens when it is best being said and done. Just knowing the process is not going to help us, but ensuring that we talk about it, that we live it, that we note things down concerning it, that every little particle or point that we discuss goes into practical behavior, goes into the practical understanding and aspect of what needs to be said and how it needs to be done. Now, that is powerful creation of a vision. Usually, in every organization, the founders have a vision and a mission. How many times, how many of us here can today say that it is translated, it has come down to another person's level? That you and I, if working in an organization, are living the founder's vision? I doubt. Sometimes people joining in who have stayed in an organization for 15 years, 20 years, unlike today where people like to shift often, do not even know the organization's vision. We do what we are supposed to be done, what we are supposed to be doing, and what is said to be done. We live by this biblical fact or theory, call it what you may, that I do what I am told to do. We do not contribute towards the organization or towards the development or towards the money or towards the growth. I contribute towards how much am I making more money? What am I doing next? Am I getting a promotion? Am I getting an increment? At this rate, the vision cannot be achieved. Now, how does the vision get into action? When it is brought down to a person's level, when it is conveyed to a person's understanding, when it shows that when you achieve the vision, your goals, your financial goals, your health, your family, your insurances, all that you are working for is covered. Here, the organization is not only getting benefited, but you as an individual grow along with the organization. Most of us think that organizations grow, but we are stuck. When the vision translated beautifully into and at every level, at every individual, then growth happens. And this growth is rational, this growth is proportional to the vision of the organization. At that point of time, there is healthy agility in management. So, agility is not a beautiful term that says, okay, this is something that is happening in project management. No, agility is something that goes from top level to bottom level, right? That is the reason we said that change has to happen from the top level, because people know, oh, I see people in front of me living it. There are people, successful people, CEOs, CXOs, CFOs, all these people are living the change. And when this change is happening in front of our eyes, then we know it can be done, it is being done, it is being implemented. This helps an individual group, this shows living proof. This makes every individual want to be a part of that change. And the next, we need to empower every action. Now, doing this will all help in enabling the organization to grow in a complete manner, in a holistic manner. So, how are we empowering it? What is done to empower it? When we say empower the action, we say taking positive small steps towards the growth of the organization. Now, Kotta brought this system so beautifully. I do not think that anybody else could have done this. Right? He said, you have brought the change, people are doing it, you are seeing it in front of you. Now, you want to do that. You are contributing towards it. And what happens when you do it? You get a sense of accomplishment. You feel you have won. Imagine every level organization feels I have won. When I win a race, I feel energetic. I want to go. When I win a 300-meter, I want to go for a 200-meter. The accomplishment gives me a push, a very active, passive push, where the organization is not pushing me, but my win is motivating me, pushing me positively. Now, that is how beautifully that every small one contributes. That is why we said when there is one small level of growth, then automatically there is the next level coming up. That is this active passive relationship that I am talking about. For me, it is very active. The organization is only making it passive to me. If the organizations do this, tells me do this, then there is passive thing happening. I don't want to do it, but I'm doing it for the sake of the organization. When it is active, I want to do it. I do not know how it will reflect to the organization, but this active passive combination of creating small wins will automatically help me create better things. So, this quick wins, people are feeling loved, people are making changes, they are making friends from the warehouse, from the manufacturing where people don't even idea. The manufacturing departments has no idea who the salespeople are, right? What is happening? But when there is a VP from the sales coming and sitting there, when the production or head comes and sits there, and they talk about how this change is happening, they talk about the communication happening, then imagine the agility, imagine the flexibility in the organization that people has, right? The warehouse head is coming and saying, no, we found this small little problem, your sales guy will not convey this, ensure what has to be done, what has to be changed in order to convey this. And then we have the quality guy who comes in and says, listen, warehouse, you have a problem, production has a problem, I saw that, I as a quality engineer saw that issue, I have given a change. Now let's educate the sales guy, telling him what was there and what needs to be done. So there is a comparison. We had this earlier, now let's aim for this earlier. Right? So this agility has brought about changes everywhere. Everybody is feeling a winner. Right? The sales head calls this person and says, wonderful, you have done this beautifully. He looks at the guy at the warehouse and says, at the production house and says, thank you so much for giving me this victory. Right? He looks at the quality person and says, if not for you identifying this issue, I would have never done it. The organization grows. It's not one person, the entire organization grows. Here, nobody is doing anything for themselves. There is no personal recognition. They are all enabling the organization, they are all engaging. What happens to the growth level? Rational growth. Nobody is pressing anybody. overall growth. Now, people might think, yeah, this is all nice, very beautifully said and done, nothing works practically. But trust me, if agile is brought into the process, growth happens. Agility did not come in out of nowhere. Agility was witnessed. Samsung is one of the best things to know what agility is. Nokia hesitated to become agile. Samsung jumped in. Samsung was nowhere a telephone company, right? All of us know that. Samsung was nowhere into telecommunications. Samsung saw the growth, fetched in at the right time. Nokia said, Boss, I'm into telecommunication, but I'm not agile. I don't know what I am waiting. Videocon said, I am staying away. Look at how different perspectives are changing different operational levels. Years later, today, Motorola is coming up and saying, I've got a different plan. And we might wonder, where were you, Motorola, for so long, right? So, some way, agility is when things happen at the right moment, at the right time. And everybody in the organization is growing for it. All of them want to do something. All of them want to see the company grow. Everybody wants to create smaller wins. Now, when all of this is done, it all needs to be implemented, right? Everybody thinks and talks fine. Let's bring it into action. That implementation is something that will help the organization grow rapidly. It will ensure that the compilation of the entire program happens in a multitude manner, right? This sustainable change factor is when the change is put into action. If it is not brought into action immediately, then it becomes another project file that lies at the bottom. If a good idea is brought to the table, it needs to be implemented. And once done, it needs to stay there. It needs to stick there. It needs to be there. And this will automatically help create the next point called sustainability. When we all know when a habit is done, when something is done for 21 days, it becomes a habit, right? Similarly, when this change is being built, let us allow it to become a habit. Let us allow to make it stick for that particular period of time. If it does not stick, if it is not there, if it is not implemented on a daily basis, then chances are there that it all becomes a cat on the wall. It goes and then it jumps away. It does not stay there at all. The challenge here is creating that sustainability by making it stick. Once done, these 8 steps automatically beautifully help in growth. Now, this growth, all of this is brought about by certain theories that have allowed this to happen. The first theory is what we already saw, effective communication. When organizations tell us speakers to talk about communication, they tell us talk about communication, verbal communication, not non-verbal communication, types of communication, how should communication be efficient, digital communication. But how is organizational business communication different from technical communication, different from spoken language, right? Usually in organizations, what we do, we sometimes take up that same basic level of communication and try implementing it at an organizational level, and that is where communication fails. Business communication is meant for a purpose. Business communication happens because it is supposed to be happening in a particular manner. How is something said? Why is it said in that way? How is it to be implemented? What should be done? What are the basic CTAs? What is the basic call to action at every level? Does your email carry a CTA at every level? For people who are listening to this, you are conveying something. Does it have a call to action? Does it know? Does your email mention why am I sending this, giving you this information? Our emails, we send summaries and reports and files and pictures and graphs and summaries and the end of day jobs, our EODs, everything is said and done there. What's next? Okay, sent. Now, I have a boss that beautifully, he is one person I look up to at every level. And after every little talk, no, we say something, we communicate something, his next word will be, okay, next. It used to get me on my nerves. I'm like, what? Next, I'm telling you something. And his answer would always be, okay, fine, what next? In the sense, you have told me the issue. What is the answer you are looking for? He taught me, don't ponder on the problem. You understood the problem, next should be the answer. Look at what the answer is. See how well the answer is going to be carried there. What is the management plan that you have? Where are you now? How are you going to go further? What should you do to go to the next level? What is the leadership plan that you have? How well are you going to do it? What is the resource that you are going to use? Always ensure that every part has an emotional aspect. I told you about Kafka, right? What did Kotter do? Sorry, what did Kotter do? Kotter said there is cognition, but there is emotional thing that is weighed higher than cognition. So this emotional aspect was given such a high end that he said that cognitive is actually something below it. We all need to understand that no matter how big the problem, there is always an emotional side, a human side to every problem. I do not know how many of you will agree to this. Narayana Murthy recently said people need to put in approximately 70 man hours of work to become a superpower, super nation. And people said, some of leading doctors said, that is why youngsters are getting cardiac arrests now. Right? Where is the human side? The Indian Prime Minister works 14 to 15 hours. What about you and me? Right? What kind of work are we going to do? Next, are we starting at the top? Are we involving every single layer that is meant to be done? Let's ensure that there are little cases for every situation, right? We have to ensure that we are communicating what exactly we have to say. Is there a different form of cultural landscape in our organization? How many of us can say, I understand my organizational culture? Our HRs are supposed to be telling us what is the culture of the organization, but sadly, today organizational culture is just a buzzword. Every department has a culture. Wherever there is a group, there is a culture. Right? How many of us are addressing that? Always be prepared for the worst. Let's ensure that we are always there to know what unexpected might happen. We all know what is likely to happen. What is likely not to happen should be given thought at every point. We are so engrossed in our problems. When somebody comes to us with an issue, we tell them, what is the issue? Why is this not happening? What is the work? How many of us look at the person who is telling us that he is not able to do the work? He has a perspective, he has a thought process, he has something in mind. How many of us are focusing there? Time to do that, right? Now, once we are there in this level, we understand agility, we understand what has to be done, then we can say, yes, we are kind of ready for a change. India today has certain states that are flood ready, right? In the sense they are prepared, they know. Japan is earthquake ready all the time, right? Most of us are ready for change. How? We don't know, right? We need to ensure that we understand at every level what kind of a change should happen. It should not stop at the CXO level, it has to come down to every little level. We have to understand the kind of change that is required, right? If there's something happens, the CFO decides, he conveys it to the CEO, they convey it to the director, khatam. Nobody goes and tells people what kind is required, right? If that comes down, right, to every person involved in finance in that organization, then they know what kind of changes that need to be done in order to change the approach. Every problem has a solution depending upon the approach that is taken, right? 2 into 2 or 2 plus 2 or 3 plus 1 or 1 plus 3. What is the kind of approach that is going to be done? How to select the right approach? How to choose an approach that will enhance the productivity and it will enhance the sustainability in an organization, right? We need to ensure that we go smoothly towards a change. We need to take small, careful steps. Going to and fro, to and fro, to and fro is never a solution. We need to tell our people why we are doing something big. We need to understand how the future is built. I was associated with an organization for a smaller period of time, and this organization did a huge collaboration. They took up one wing, they collaborated with another major organization, and they outsourced one project. This happened over 6 months. People, when they came on Monday, they got an information that the workforce, majority of the workforce came on Monday. They got a mail saying that we have collaborated with XYZ organizations. All of you go to the HR at 3 p.m. from tomorrow till Wednesday, from Monday to Wednesday. Employee ID numbers 1 to XYZ. Go there and collect your new, refresh, new ID cards. People had no idea. They said, I hate this organization. I hate the color of the ID card. Did they ask me? Now, a solid director will say, why should I ask you? I'm paying you, do what you want. Is this the kind of organization that you and I want to work in, or is this the kind of organization that you and I want to build, where my people don't trust me, where the employees do not even know who they are working for? The collaboration, question mark. The workforce, question mark. Where are we going? No idea. Right? Who is there in the organization? I have no idea. It took 3 months for people to even know whom they are working under. Who is, they got a mail, you are going to directly report to so and so. Who is that so and so? They had a weekly meet, they had a monthly meet. People introduced themselves. They said, you should have done this earlier, before becoming my I'm reporting manager. Right? So, what are we doing? In order to do all of this, we need to ensure that we plan. Planning is different, strategizing is different. Planning today is sadly combined with strategizing, and I don't know what the output is. Planning is knowing what has to be done, strategy is doing it, implementing it step by step. Right? Action is living the change. How well do we understand planning and strategy making? We need to first plan, draw the layout first. Let's go to construction next to do analyzing and adding our brains to next. Let's know what we are going to do. No, who's planning our work today? Somebody else. How do you expect the workforce to know what to do when they don't even know? Now, people might say, I am the director of this program. I have approximately 3,000, 4,000 workforce under me. Do you think I'll have to get their consent before I do anything? A very practical answer, right? People will automatically question this. You cannot get everybody's consent. Start informing them from level one, no? This is what we have to say. Have a feedback loop there. You have questions, you have doubts, put it there. You have feedback, put it there. Identify the ones who are giving feedback. Give them quick wins, right? Give them recognition. Today, R&R is something that happens for the HR sake. R&R is for the employee's sake. It is never for an HR sake. Today, it is just a tick box. They combine R&R with some nice official, day, so that the higher management comes down to one part and then everybody claps and R&R happens. In 9 out of 10 employees go there for good food. Nice hotel, nice resort, good food. Right? How is agility, sustenance, growth, proportionality? How is all of this going to happen? Now, don't ask me how. Unless all of this is implemented, it's a little doubtful. Right? We need to ensure that somewhere all this structure, this role and responsibility, and people who are there in this change making process, all of them are present. All of them know what is going to happen. Each one understands what they are supposed to be doing. Now, that is governance, that is management at every level. Okay, the bottom level will not understand. Allow the TL to know something, no, he will convey to the next level. Right. Identify TLs for it. Get the managers, no? Get the senior managers, right? So at every point, see how the ladder changes. See how the information is being communicated. We are so afraid of feedback. Every organization is so afraid of feedback. Because if one person is making a mistake, they don't want to take in that mistake at all. It goes straight, bounces back. The organization does not even know that X and Y person is trying to say something, because the TL might come up with a wonderful idea, but with a 10,000 workforce, when this TL says something, it goes to the manager and bounces back because the manager does not know it. And he's like, okay, if I say that's his idea, then I'm going to get into a bad because let's shun it here. Or if he even takes it forward, it does not go beyond that. Or rarely, the other person will pick up his point and get the credit. Where is the governance? We need to ensure that we have a well-defined structure, a well-defined governance. Every single person should know that a leader is supposed to be committed. If there is commitment at the top, then that commitment should scale down to the bottom. It has to go step by step, step by step. Every organization lives on stakeholders. It is important for the stakeholder also to participate in this change. Usually today companies, people, employees don't know who the stakeholders are, don't know who are the managing people, what is happening, why is something happening. DevOps people sometimes These development people, these coding people, the software guys, they don't even know why they are doing what they are doing, for whom they are doing. They are working day and night. Poor things, they toil. For whom are they working? Who is the stakeholder? Who is the XYZ person? Who is the outsourcing person? Why are they giving that contract to somebody else? What were we not able to do? Why is suddenly a coach coming in? Why is an expert SME brought in from somewhere else? What should we do? We focus on this. Let's get out of the circle. Let's look at the arena. When you look at the arena, then you know what is missing, right? And then you get back. So this loop of maximizing and minimizing, going out and coming in, right? This aspect of focusing on the big thing, mirror almost going towards the small problem, will allow an organization, an employee to understand what little change is going to happen or replicate or is going to expand at a bigger level. It's those small tiny changes that usually come out into big streams, big, powerful waves, right? So when this guy knows, ki, okay, if I do this, then there's going to be a big change at the outer level. When he knows this expansion contraction mechanism, then automatically he knows what he has to do. Some people again bring in a conflict theory here, and they say when he knows how important he is, then he's definitely going to, probably demand more money. We are not talking of an individual here, we are talking of a team. Now if your team's member is going to do that, you need to enhance the team development there, you need to work on that separately. But again, HR has a cost, organizations give L&D a cost, there is budgeting, things have to, come into budget, and salary has to come in. Now, how are we going to bring all of this together is another problem of its own. Now, when all these little things get knit together, then the organization is agile. That is why I said it is not an overnight process. This has to be built over time. So, no matter where we are, how we are, if we are living in a corporate world, we need to stay ahead of this entire thing. We need to understand that change can happen at any time. Agility has to be present in the organization at every level, at every team, in every uh, governance. This has to be implemented. So, no matter how big the change, we will be able to manage, right? This one thing has to be built in. If we are comfortable where we are happening, then we automatically need to read something like who moved my cheese, because only then we will be able to understand what happens when something happens, right? Then when we talk about change, we know what is the whole thing about. What is all of this talking about? Why are we going through all this? Right. Now, I think with this, I would like to take my leave. Thank you, IGP, for giving me this half an hour of lovely time. I loved talking to you all. I really hope that this has contributed to a little of understanding in agility in management and how important it is to create agile organizations. Thank you. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? You can at any point of time get in touch with me. I will be available at this particular LinkedIn ID and at my mail. You can always get in touch, and I shall, if you have any trouble anywhere, I shall definitely help you come out of it. And I will contribute as a coach and see how well I can help. Yes, IGP, you can put in your questions. People from the IGP, if there are any questions, you can please help me get to them. Have any questions, you can put them up, please.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your rich content presentation, which can impact our knowledge seeker surely. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seeker can learn something new, which was our only intention. Learn and grow together, IGP knowledge seeker. Once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for your presentation. Now, ma'am, it's time for our
Thank
question answer
you.
session, which is the one more valuable part of our regular webinar. Honorable ma'am, please stay with us. After a short video, we will begin with the question answer part. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Welcome back to our participant. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. We cannot connect our speaker. So, dear IGP knowledge seeker for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we cannot start our quiz certification. Dear IGP knowledge seeker for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Certification process. Visit www.eduagp.com. Please make sure you present on our website. Find a running session and get enrolled. After watching completing part 1, move to the next week. Passing mark 80%. If pass back to the course again to download your certificate. If fail to retake the quiz, download your certificate in PDF or JPG. For your attention, I'm going to share the procedure again. Visit www.eduagp.com. Please make sure you present on our website. Find a learning session and get enrolled. After watching completing part 1, move to the next video learning test passing mark 80%. If pass back to the course again to download your certificate. If fail to retake the quiz, download your certificate in PDF or JPG. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, it's time for the most challenging part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is our regular webinar activity. We change a few process on our online quiz competition. Note that after live, no one can participate. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Visit www.eduagp.com. Sign up or sign in. Without this, you cannot join live quiz competition anymore. Browse the live quiz button or given link. Find the session name and join with a locked website or username. Click join and wait for a few minutes and join online live quiz competition. After the quiz, we will issue certificate for top 10, which you can find on our official then Facebook page, Institute of Global Professional. After a short video, we will start our quiz session. With 18 people, we are going to start our quiz session right now. Our first question is, what is fleet management? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 1 is the right answer. 81% people are right here. Our next question is, what is Agile scope management on an Agile project defined? Option 1 in the project plan, option 2 in the product backlog. Option 2 is the right answer. 50% people are right here. Our next question is, Agile project management is option 1. Methodology allows change to make to the project plan as needs, or option 2. Option 2 is the right answer. 69% people are right here. Our next question is, Glip project management is option 1 similar to waterfall, option 2 iterative and adaptive. Option 2 is the right answer. 94% people are right here. Our next question is, Agile management is based on, is it option 1 or option 2? Option 1 is the right answer. 69% people are right here. Our next question is, Agile management prefer conflicted processes. Is it true or false? Option 2 is the right answer. 56% people are right here. Our next question is, Agile management focus on dash and dash. Option 1 control and option 2. Option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 88% people are right here. Our eighth question is, when was Agile management developed? Option 1 1960 to 1970. Option 1 1970 to 1980. Option 2 is the right answer. 63% people are right here. Our next question is, Agile project management is option 1 interactive and adaptive. Option 2 requires details plan up front to be successful. Option 1 is the right answer. 88% people are right here. Our last and final question of the session is, Agile project management uses option 1 is strict planning, option 2 adaptive and experimental approach. Option 2 is the right answer. 100% people are right here. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on our official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on our official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winner captain. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. At the end of our session, we can say properly feed your skill. May best of learning, cause life, may best of teaching us. Be happiest to save. See you again and again. We want your participation in every program. If you want to live a happy life, write to your goal, not a people or physical, but understand. Before I say or hit the unlike button, I again want to thank all RGP knowledge seeker for your active participation as always. See you again in the next session. Thank you.